Welcome to my YouTube channel. On this channel you'll find food, poetry, my views on an array of topics, and cooking and all of those stuff. Hit the like, subscribe and share button, and feel free to leave your clean comment.
It's my struggles daily, and never once complain. We might share the same culture, but we are not the same. You don't even know my story, you don't even know me. Stage is like a courtroom.
So grandma, how you communicate in your days back then? 'Cause I get to understand that there was no cell phone.
Yeah, we didn't have cell phone, but we had like house phone, but it was mainly like telegram and letter writing. Okay, telegram was something where like you went to the post office and it was maybe like about 3-4 lines of whatever you wanted to say to the person, and then they would send that off. It was a little quicker than the letter itself, right? Maybe a day or two, and then that person would have to do the same thing and you would get back an answer. In terms of letters now, letters took a longer time. Letters took like maybe up to a week or more, depending on where the letter was going and where the letter was coming from. So like for instance, if you had like family abroad, you would have to sit down and write a letter to them and then go to the post office, purchase a stamp and put it on it, and then you mail it off to them. They in turn had to do the same thing, and you waited for maybe about a week before you got a response. And then they had people who had house phones. Yeah, there were people who had house phones, and like business places had phones, but we never had any cell phone at the time, right? So you find that, guess what now, people had to, yeah, so it was mainly telegrams, letters, and there was this place I remember downtown called Jamintel, that when you had to make like overseas calls, you had to go down there and make calls. And you had like people that had house phone, they had this thing called ICAS, where it was a series of numbers and they had to dial it into their phone. It was like a code, and that allowed them to make calls overseas. But we didn't have any cell phones, so communication took much longer. And in terms of like now where we have cell phones and people can just transfer photos and stuff, we never had that. So you had to go whether to a photo studio or to the park and take a picture and put it in the envelope with the letter and post it off. And the people abroad did the same thing too. But as time change and technology is in now, because you wouldn't be familiar with the what they call boxes, right? But they had some little boxes like on street corners where you could go and drop in coins and make your calls, you know. But that has phased out, so I don't even think there are any around that you would see, because everybody now has been using cell phones. But that was our way of communication, you know. Everybody just had to either go to Jamintel. First, you had Jamaica Telephone Company, and then the name changed, and then we had Cable and Wireless, same company but different name. Until now, it is Flow. You know, and you used to get like your bill through the mail. If you notice now, we don't even have a lot of postmen around because a lot of people are not getting any mail anymore again. You know, everything is through your phone. The mail that you are getting now, that's what they refer to as email, right? So it's email. It's not mail like what you normally wait to get from the postman and open and look. Even your bills, your utility bills that you're getting now, it comes by way of your phone. So technology has really increased a whole lot. So everything is done through the cell phone right now. So yes.
So grandma, how did you feel when you got your first cell phone?
Well, honestly, grandson, it was a joy. I mean, there was a whole lot of excitement about it, because guess what? When I got my first cell phone, a lot of people didn't have one. So, you know, it was so fascinating. Everybody wanted to see it. and like wherever you went and your phone rang, because we didn't have like the tunes now that people have on their cell phones. It was just regular tunes. So I mean, when you went somewhere and your phone rang, it was like a statement, you know. And we didn't have it like how they're doing now, where you purchase cards or you have your plan and you pay a bill. We had to go to like the store and you paid for like 3 months. So every 3 months, your plan would expire. And at that time, honestly, when you paid like the amount that you paid, the minutes run off very quick. You know, the minutes run off very quick. And a lot of people didn't really understand how to use it, so people had to be helping each other and all of that. But it was really good, it was fun, and we were happy about it because we were able to connect now with people instead of going all the way to the call box, or to some people had to go even to people's houses at one point, because if you had a friend or somebody that had an ICAS code, you could go and they would give you a call, but you'd have to give them some money towards the bill. But the cell phone really came in and did well, you know, because you had basically a lot of stuff on it. You had your calendar, you could take photos, you could do so many things. It was a calculator, it was everything in one. So it was a real good thing, you know, and I'm happy that it is in. And now we are doing even more with it because we are doing video calling, we are sending emails, we are doing Zoom talk, we are doing so many things with the cell phone. It was really good, you know, and I'm happy that it is invented, and I'm happy that I'm a part of it also, you know, because even with you being away from me, we can communicate like we are close, you know. So it's good. Technology is good, and the cell phone is good. And back in the days was also good too, because that is what we knew, you know. So yeah, man, the cell phone was good. When cell phones came out, trust me, grandson, those cell phones were huge. They could hardly fit in your pocket, the size of them. I remember my first cell phone was a big flip phone that couldn't fit in my pocket, so I always had to have it in my hand. It was the Motorola brand. And then now they started to downsize and we got smaller ones. You got like the slide up LG Shine. You got like Nokia. And the one that they refer to now was Banger phone, right? But they downsized and we got smaller phones, and then they changed back again. And yeah, we still have some big phones now. But I mean, it changed up. The technology changed up. So every time they went to the drawing board, it's like they came out with a different design, and you had like Samsung, you had Motorola, you had different Nokia, different companies were making phones. So everybody came with a different size and a different color and all of those things. You had even phones where you could change the face of the phone. So you could put on different housings that they referred to it as. So you could put on a housing to match your clothes or to the color that you choose. You know, but they did a lot with cell phones, you know. And as I say, it was really good. Technology has improved a lot, and it's good.